Hello friends, my name is Kishore. What I'm going to talk about today is basically a step-by-step guidance for you to get into a software testing industry and also find out a job if you are a beginner. My target audience for this video today is the freshers, the people who are in non-technical, non-IT field, or people who are working in any other field for that matter and wants to jump into software testing as a profession. So the reason why I have chosen this topic is, like, in this pandemic there are a number of people who wants to move their job. They want to get into a stable job, and most of them, maybe some people who even approach me as well, is like they are a fresher or they are someone who are working in a different industry, and how they can get into a software testing industry. Plus, they don't know or they don't have any idea what software testing is all about, how the software development works, how it's being built and implemented. So I thought like it would be a good idea to just provide a guidance in a very layman's language, so that it could be a good start for people who are looking for some sort of guidance. Nowadays, there are a lot of information available over the internet. Definitely you can go search and find out, but it would be even more faster, I felt, that if someone gets and pinpoints and tells like where to start, how to go with the process and where to end. So that's the intention of this overall video. So the first thing, if you are looking to get into software testing from a very non-technical background, the first thing I'm going to tell you is software testing is very easy to learn, right? Maybe when you are in a project or implementing testing, there could be some practical challenges, but learning software testing is very, very, very easy. All you need is some confidence, effort and positivity. Definitely you can get in there, I assure you. So here we go. For the next few minutes, I'm gonna list out a few topics which are very, very important for you as a beginner to concentrate, focus and learn in order to get into software testing. The very first topic I would recommend for you to learn is software development lifecycle. That is nothing but SDLC. That will teach you like what all the different stages you have in software development process and in which where testing comes into picture, right? So that gives you a complete picture of what happens before testing, where testing comes and what happens after testing, right? And also there are different methodologies in software development lifecycle, so like waterfall, agile, etc. So these difference between these methodologies is also something you can learn. The second topic, once you learn SDLC, is I would recommend you to learn software testing lifecycle. That is nothing but SDLC. That will tell you like what are all the different stages and phases within software testing. So once the development of a product happens, what are all things you need to do when testing comes into picture. So these two are the foundation and basic for you to learn if you want to become a software testing professional. Once you learn these two things, the third topic which you need to be well versed is manual testing concepts. I have noticed there are very good sites on internet which talks about manual testing concepts. You can learn from there, you can gather a lot of information from there. So there are different levels of testing, stages of testing, kinds of testing, the testing terminologies, the documentations to be used, how you implement them practically in a project. So all these topics are clearly explained in most of the websites, so you can take a lot out of it. So the third topic is manual testing concepts. The fourth thing, automation testing tools, right? As per the current trend, software testing is nothing without automation or without manual alone. You need both. You need both manual and automation testing. So I would strongly recommend you to learn at least one development language, so that you understand how the programming works, how the logic works, right? And that would in turn help you while doing your testing projects. So some of the automation tools probably I can recommend to is, as per the current trend, I would ask you to study Selenium, because Selenium is an open source tool. Anyone can use it freely, and it works with Java or Python as a language. So Java is something which is a widely used language, so that solves the purpose of learning a language as well, coding language as well. So if you want to go with Java, you can go. Otherwise, you can learn Selenium with Python. So Selenium is having a very high demand in the current market. So when you have a strong manual testing foundation along with some Selenium knowledge, that's going to help you really. Apart from that, you can also learn the HP UFT tool. That is another functionality testing automation tool. The difference between Selenium and UFT is Selenium is an open source tool, so majority of the companies are using them now. Whereas UFT, there is some cost involved. So the scope at the moment, as per the job trend, is a bit lesser. So I would strongly recommend you to go for manual testing plus automation with Selenium. In addition to Selenium and UFT, which are functionality testing automation tools, I would also recommend you to learn one of the defect management and test management tools. The tools which I have come across, the good tools, are HPALM for test management and Jira for defect management. So these test management, defect management tools, there are so many available in the market. But at least if you learn one of these, what I have mentioned, they all work, more or less in a similar way. So you would definitely be able to, take and use any other tool. So better you learn at least one tool each from, these areas. So as a foundation, I would ask you to learn SDLC, SDLC, manual testing concepts, and also automation tools. Now, either you can learn all these on your own, or it's always good to go with some standard certificates and courses as well. Some people are pretty good to learn things on their own, and some needs some kind of a push or guidance. So if that is the case, I would strongly recommend you to go for a STQB Foundation certificate. Along with that, I would definitely recommend you to find out any institute which teaches them all. So I have come across a lot of such institutes where they teach you the manual testing concepts, they also teach you automation tools, and also give some hands-on experience with all these tools. Plus, majorly, ultimately, they will also provide you the placement assistance. So if you are lucky and if you are equipped and potential enough, you have a very good chance, to get into a software testing job as soon as you complete your course. So I would recommend you to find such an institute where they can provide all these services to you. Then, in case if you are not able to get into a job through a placement, what can be done, right? So there are different tips and tricks which I can talk about for you to get into a job, like how to prepare yourself, what are all the topics to concentrate, how to prepare your resume, where to register your profile, etc. But we can keep that for later, not for this particular video, because the purpose of this is just to tell you what to learn at the start. So what I would probably tell you is, if you don't get a job immediately, I would recommend you not to have a gap in between. Rather, you try to do some additional courses, or you try to join any company even if the salary is less, but you have a very good practical working knowledge of software testing, because you're going to spend some time and definitely later it's going to help you, right? Even if you don't get a job, that kind of job as well, then probably what you can do is there are a lot of project institutes which to whom you have to pay to learn practical testing projects, which they will take as a work input for their project, and also collect some fee from you. The benefit which you are getting is basically the experience, the working experience, the organizational or a company experience which you get, from that place. So these are all the things which would help you to fill that gap by the time you learn until the time you find a job, right? And that's mostly it. I believe I have covered what I wanted to cover in this video. I have intentionally made this video a bit shorter so that you get the short and sweet information for you to follow and also implement very easily. So I hope this video is beneficial for you. So please go and start implementing things. Learning is the only key to success, as per my little knowledge. And my friends, I request you to share this in your media or in your circle so that whoever wants to go to the next step with software testing, they are benefited by it. So thank you so much for watching this video, and until we meet next time, thank you, take care and stay safe.